everyone, so first video review for this week is for The Cure by Kate Hershberger. If you want to check out my Goodreads review, I did just post that the other day, so if you're on YouTube there's a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook or on my blog then there's a link within the post. And this is the video review. So The Cure by Kate Hershberger, which is the second book in the Collins trilogy and follows on from the first book which I read, which was The Calling. Was intriguing and really packed with action. So the Collins twins, which is Seri and Darcy, they're going through some changes in their lives with their mates to settle down. And when I say mates, I mean like their partners, their girlfriends, or boyfriends, that kind of thing. So they're settling down, and Seri, she's still working really hard on a project of her dreams with Darcy's betrothed mate Tamsin, and they have to keep this a secret from Darcy and Patrick, who are their mates, their partners, which really isn't a very easy feat, because obviously when you've got supernatural beings like Patrick and Darcy are, they are kind of suspicious of what you're up to. So however, whilst they're busy working on this secret project, Darcy, she's processing the possibilities of the development of her and Tamsin's future, and where that's all going to go and how that's all going to come together. And it's the appearance of an old acquaintance that sort of threatens trouble and could have really devastating consequences for them all. So I loved the development of this story, because obviously we've met the Collins twins. If you've read The Calling, you've met them already. If you haven't read that, then and you jump straight in with The Cure, you will get enough background information, but I think it would really benefit you to have read the first book in the trilogy before you get into this book, because there is a lot that happens in that first book that you need to know the things to make sense in the second book. So although you could read it standalone and get enough information about it and enjoy it, I think you'll enjoy it more if you've read the first book in the trilogy. But it was great to be back, and I love the being in the thick of things really with Darcy and Seri and the whole Collins family as sort of life progressed for them, and the futures were decided. So it's the importance of this project that Seri's working on, really, that's the main focus of the story, and it balances a lot of the drama and everything going on with Darcy and Tamsin as they sort of plan to make their final commitments to each other, because they're fairly committed to one another, but they're ready to build their future. They're ready to make that more of a commitment. And I had no idea how everything was going to work out. I mean, Seri's project's a very interesting one, and Seri and Tamsin had sort of established this working connection in the first book. So that's what I mean by, if you haven't read that, you are going to be a little bit behind if you're then reading this book, but you will understand it. You'll definitely understand it if you do start with this. But I think there were a lot of surprises, and they popped up along the way, and they didn't only surprise you as the reader, they surprised the characters, and sort of threw them out of their working schedule and their plans quite a bit, and that again, it changed things for them, and it challenged them. But for Darcy and Seri, it was mainly those things popping up along the way that were causing complications. And there were many unexpected moments that built lots of drama and discovery, and sort of changed the course of their path and their current aspirations, because things that happened when Seri and Tamsin were working together obviously altered their end goal, and then when they had worked on their project and made progress, that also changed things, and that had a greater impact not just on them and the project, but also on Patrick and Darcy's lives as well. So those moments, they really made the story. They gave it that intrigue and that little bit of difference, and they've left me excited to see what the third book in the trilogy brings, how it brings it all together, and what the future holds for them. But I don't doubt it will be really exciting. So it's a really great paranormal fantasy series for any lovers of vampires and werewolves. You can really sink your teeth into this trilogy, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. It's really easy to follow, really easy to read, makes a lot of sense, and so if supernatural paranormal fantasy sort of thing is something you want to try, I think the Collins trilogy is a great one for you to start with, because it's not young adult, but it's got a very easy feel to it for understanding, so it is great in that respect. and it will give you a chance to introduce yourself to it and see if you like it. So I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of The Cure by Kate Hershberger, which I hope you will. If you've read The Cure by Kate Hershberger, again, it would be great to hear from you. It'd be great to hear your thoughts on the book and the trilogy if you've read it all. And if you haven't read it yet but you're planning to read it, it's on your to be read list, or you're interested in reading it, again, comment, get involved, because it's always great to hear what you're reading. And if you do read it, I hope you enjoy it. Bye.